surgical gowns. Get 3 cartons.
Those gowns are as good as got, sir. How about matching pumps?
You want to answer that, Corporal Dior?
House of Potter. Uh-oh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just a minute, sir. General Torgeson at Logistics and Support, sir.
Torgy Porgy. Shows you. No matter how overcast a day, there's always room for one more black cloud. Torgy! Long time no hear. Sure. What's on your mind? Uh-huh. Our tent flap is always open to you G4 guys. You too, Torgy. Best to your latest missus. Didn't I tell you 4 would be your lucky number? Oh. Well, 5 is a good number, too.
Visitors, huh? You want me to sweep the dust under the dirt in the VIP tent?
I guess you better. Torgy is sending up a Major Nathaniel Burnham to eyeball us for a couple of days.
What's Logistics and Support nosing around here for?
Oh, I'm sure Torgy's just bored. Whenever there's a lull in his paperwork, he sends someone out on a loose thread patrol. Then he tugs and hopes I'll unravel.
Why?
He and I came out of the cavalry together. Then we both went into med school. 4 years later, I was a doctor, and he was just 4 years older.
He washed out, huh?
With bleach. His IQ is lower than his boot size. But the Army had enough savvy to put him in a job where he couldn't do any harm. Made him a general. Medical administration.
Well, as my Uncle Amos used to say, those who can't manage those who can. One of his employees made that up for him.
This manager's telling you to give that talker a tickle and requisition those supplies.
Yes, boss. How do you, HQ? 4077, Klinger here. We need surgical gowns. What do you mean, no? Our doctors have operations to go to and nothing to wear. Of course this is an emergency. In case you haven't heard, President Truman has declared this whole emergency an emergency. Yeah, I suppose we got enough to last us for a week. What's the holdup? Classified? So, this 3-star G4 is sending Burnham here just to observe. When are they going to declare this war off limits to sightseers? The Colonel says there's nothing to worry about. He gets this kind of stuff from General Torgeson all the time. General Edwin Torgeson? You know Torgy Porgy? We're old pen pals. His signature is on the orders that sent me to this place. He's a mash maker. Another shower for my olives. Just a minute, Captain. Are you saying General Torgeson is in charge of putting new MASH units together? Exactly. He's built them all from his own black and blueprints. This is terrible. I'm sorry. Next time I'll order a Manhattan. No, you don't understand. HQ has placed a temporary freeze on all medical supplies, and they're not saying why. I said, sounds like you got enough stuff there to start another MASH unit. Well, they do, and they're gonna. I hope not. Too many of these can run down a neighborhood. Captain, this ain't funny. It means they're gonna split up the 4077. They're gonna take the best people from here to form the new MASH. Klinger, don't let your imagination run away with me. Oh, sure. What do you care? You're only a doctor. It's guys like me they're gonna grab first. Lebanese corporals? I may be a mere corporal to you, but to the Army, I am an indispensable 5-star scrouge. And if that's not bad enough, Colonel Potter gave me a good efficiency report for this month. What a rotten trick. Klinger, calm down. This is all in your head, which doesn't put it in the best of company. I'm glad you find my agony so amusing, but I wouldn't last a day with an unreasonable CO who treats clerks like clerks. Do me a favor. Keep these silly rumors to yourself. Somebody's liable to take this seriously. I'm telling you, B, this is serious. It means they're forming a whole new MASH.
Since when do you put your faith in the gospel according to Max Klinger?
I told Klinger he was wrong because if he knew how right he was, he had this whole place in a panic. So what do we do?
For starters, you can give me some more soap.
You know what this means?
Soap?
It means they're going to be trying to seed this new MASH with the best of the best. That means I'll be chief surgeon.
Oh, wrong on 2 counts. First of all, there isn't going to be any new units. Secondly, even if there was, what makes you think you'd be chief surgeon?
Well, I'm chief surgeon here.
Hawk, sometimes you've got a head as big as all outdoors. Did it ever occur to you that you're chief surgeon here only because you got here first?
Maybe they put me here first because I'm the best.
Let me try this one out on you. If they made you chief surgeon at the new unit, That'd make me chief surgeon here. Now, wouldn't it be simpler if they just made me chief surgeon at the new unit?
What difference does it make who's chief surgeon what, where?
Because I'm just as capable of being chief whatever, wherever as you are.
Either way, they're gonna separate us, and you're my best friend. I never got along this well with anybody, you moron.
Well, that goes double for me, stupid.
So what are we gonna do? They're gonna take somebody from here, and it's gonna be one of us.
Unless...
As long as you have to be here, you might as well be where you can do some good.
Hey, I didn't say I was going to do it. Just let me dream, will you? You gotta admit it's a tantalizing thought.
True. But sitting around in a plush office prescribing hangover remedies for generals and their wives is a waste of talent.
Gentlemen, am I to infer from your conversation that you're contemplating a change of venue from these trials? Nah. I just heard there's a major going from unit to unit trying to find a personal surgeon for General Torgerson. Probably just a rumor. Now that you mention it, there is Major Burnham due to arrive tomorrow.
Burnham, is that the name we heard?
Burnham?
Burnham, all right.
Yeah,
That could be it, yeah.
Did I understand you to say that you are not going to throw your stethoscopes into the ring?
Nah, Charles, I've had offers like this before. That kind of society doctoring is not for me.
Me neither. I couldn't live with myself. And there are a lot of soldiers around here who couldn't live without myself. You are both men of principle and justifiably so. You certainly wouldn't want to join the mob of people who will no doubt be sucking up to Major Burnham, now would you?
Oh, it's not exactly a mob. It's a secret mission. Everybody thinks he's here on a fact-finding tour. Nobody knows to suck up to him.
Almost nobody.
Torgy Porgy?
I take it then you do know him.
Oh, yes, we've met once. In a meeting.
What were your impressions of him?
He's very athletic. I mean, he loves boxing.
Boxing? How apropos. Fighting man who likes fighting. Do you happen to remember where he's from?
Montana, I think.
Ah, yes, Montana, big sky country.
Why are you so interested in General Torgerson?
Well, I thought it would be nice to gather a little information about him. After all, his aide is coming here tomorrow.
General Torgerson is sending somebody here?
Yes. Tell me more about Montana. Does it have a city?
Charles, I can't talk to you now. I'm very busy. I have to prepare my duty roster.
A new MASH? How wonderful. It'll relieve some of the terrible strain on our doctors.
Wonderful. Oh, Father, why do you always see the good side of things? This is awful.
Why?
Why? If you're going to start up a MASH unit, the first thing you need is a commanding officer. Wasn't Colonel Blake already here when we were assigned?
Yes, you're right. God rest his soul. But what makes you so certain they'll take the colonel?
General Torgerson and the colonel go way back. He knows how good Colonel Potter is. And once this Burnham sees our unit running so smoothly, it's bye-bye the sweetest man who ever lived, and hello, who knows who.
Not a very rosy prospect. But it seems to me it's out of our hands.
Oh, Father, stop seeing the bad side of things. We're going to have to find a way to convince this Burnham that Colonel Potter is the wrong man for the job.
I'm afraid I find it very difficult to lie. I'd have to confess to myself, and I can be very harsh.
Don't worry about that. I'll take care of the lying. Your job is to keep Colonel Potter away from Major Burnham.
Are you asking me to be an accessory to a fabrication?
Yes.
I guess I can live with that.
The most important thing is not to let anyone know what's going on. You know how rumors get blown up all out of proportion.
Excuse me, I'm looking for Colonel Potter.
You're excused. You found him. Ah! Might I venture a guess that you're Major Burnham?
Sir.
So tell me, how is Torgy?
Ornery as ever.
Oh, yeah? You should have known him when he was still married to Edna, and they called WW2 the Big War.
Oh, Colonel, you're awake.
Huh?
You must be Major Burnham. I'm Major Houlihan.
Major?
This is Father Mulcahy.
Father?
We've got the VIP tent all gussied up for you.
If it's all right with you, Colonel, I'd rather bunk with your surgeons. I find it's easier to observe when there are other people around.
Darn good observation. Come on, all personally.
Oh, Colonel, wait, you can't go. I have to talk to you.
I'll be back in 2 shakes.
I don't think this can wait.
Don't worry, Colonel. I'll escort the Major.
Thank you. Colonel?
Now then, Padre, you've got some sort of burr in your saddle blanket?
Not exactly the metaphor I would have chosen, but I do have something on my mind. You see, I have been paid a great honor by the Philadelphia Archdiocese.
Ah, hometown Padre makes good kind of thing?
It's more like being enshrined in a priest's hall of fame. They want to hang my portrait along their ecclesiastical esplanade.
Well, congrats. Sounds almighty impressive.
Yes, it is a bit overwhelming. And I want you to paint the official portrait.
I'd be honored. I'll get to it next week.
Oh, no, sir, no, it can't wait. This must be done with God's speed. Now, here's how I see it. Me, with the clouds in the background and heavenly light streaming down from above.
You want me to fix it so you wink when folks walk by?
And as somebody who has known Colonel Potter since the day he got here, I can tell you he's a wonderful man.
Yes, I know. He certainly has an excellent reputation.
Sharp as a tack. And you caught him at the perfect time, just after his morning nap.
Colonel Potter isn't exactly a youngster anymore.
All right. Not like some of those young officers always coming up with innovations, always changing things.
He's a little old-fashioned, huh?
Absolutely not. He's cautious, thorough. When he makes a decision, you can trust it. Why, only last month he gave us the go-ahead to fight infection with penicillin.
Slim, slam, melodam, blessings, Major. And Majorette?
What is this?
1,000 pardons. In my religion, this is the month of the sacred bull. I wish to invite you to my midnight prayer service in the minefields.
Is this man on our side?
Corporal Klinger, Maxwell Q, US 195-71782. It's all right here, Sergeant.
Slinger, get out of our way. That's an order.
Think about it, Majors. The minefield service is an uplifting experience.
Slinger.
May your life be free of snakes. Shaboom be with you.
What's with him?
Oh, don't pay any attention. He's just a nut trying to get out of the army.
Colonel Potter permits this sort of thing?
Well, only since Klinger converted him. And if you hear rumors of senility, don't pay any attention to them.
No, we haven't heard anything about that down in Seoul.
Of course you haven't, because they're 90% not true. This bunk is yours.
Thank you, Major.
Oh, and if you have any further questions, I'm sure Colonel Potter will be happy to answer them. He's very alert after his afternoon nap.
How often does he nap?
Oh, whenever he remembers.
You must be Major Burnham. I'm Honeycutt, B.J. Honeycutt, Captain Pierce, and our top dog.
Does this mean you're bunking with us?
I thought it'd be an interesting experience. I understand you fellas are terrific doctors who don't exactly go by the book. What do you mean? Sure we do.
Only our book has pictures of naked people playing volleyball.
Oh, and here is someone who needs no introduction. Major Charles Emerson Winchester, Major Burnham.
Major Burnham, this is indeed a pleasure. Well, now that you two have met, we have to be off.
I'm taking our dog to dinner.
Taking our dog.
Do that.
Dinner.
I hope you don't mind. Colonel Potter said it'd be all right if I bunked with you surgeons.
No, actually, surgery is my subspecialty. My real forte is diseases of the aged but not yet retired.
Oh,
Who do you like in the next saddle, pet mouth?
you're talking about boxing, right?
It's in my blood. Yes, sir. They're two of the finest featherweights who ever laced on gloves. Think it'll be a KO, or will they go the distance there?
You know, General Torgerson's a big boxing fan.
No kidding.
Talks about it all the time.
Me, too. Graziano, Schmeling, Lewis, all like gods to me.
General drives me nuts with that fight junk.
Of course, there's more to life than just a squared circle, you know. Like sitting around a campfire just outside beautiful Butte, eating beans after a hard day of sheep ranching.
I've never done that. I'm from Detroit.
You know, I've always hankered to ride the range in a Buick.
So tell me, what do you think is the key to the 4077?
Turnover. As fine a place as this is, it's time to move on, discover new vistas. I think my surgical skills would take a giant leap if I were to find a new locale.
What about Pierce and Honeycutt? They've been here even longer. Anybody needs a change, they do.
No, that's very interesting. I have
Excuse
always
me, gentlemen. I was supposed to meet Colonel Potter here for dinner. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't.
Oh, then he must be eating on Sophie. Oh, that's his horse. He loves to spend as many hours in the saddle as he can. It's a habit from his old cavalry days. He's been doing it since, 1918. I better go check. He loves an after-dinner nap, and sometimes he falls off.
The colonel seems to have some rather strange habits.
Well, I don't think there's anything too unusual about him. She's a mite peculiar, though. Now, enough of this idle chit-chat. As I was saying...
Stop this eating at once! It is written in the sacred testaments of our forefathers and foremothers that on the 4th day of the new moon we shall abstain from all our worldly pleasures. Spam! It is the devil's work. Praise our holy leader. Shaboom.
Now then, I'm sure General Torgerson would agree that I have been at the fair too long. Let me elucidate. You say, excuse me, was it
Don't you just love it when it's rare this way?
Yeah.
Isn't that the collar that was on the dog?
Yeah, pass the pepper, will you?
There you go, sure. How can you? You kidding me? Korea, dog's a delicacy.
When in Rome.
Hey, want some?
Oh, smell this. Just smell it. Smell it.
Mm. Padre, I'm coming down with a case of Rembrandt's elbow. What say we knock off for now and toss down a few toddies at the O Club?
No. I mean, well, I'm sorry to be such a harsh taskmaster, but they need this painting pretty RQS.
Huh?
That's Latin for PDQ.
7:38. Major, another drink?
Thank you, I'm fine. Then how about a little leftover bow wow chow? Captain, please.
We put it in a doggy bag.
Docs, a patient just came in. He's in real bad shape. They need you in pre-op.
Cry it out loud. No, this is what I've been waiting for. Do you mind if I tag along? Yeah, you might as well.
Don't you just hate it when they come right in the middle of happy hour?
Oh, that looks pretty bad, huh? I'm afraid we're going to have to resect.
Resect? Oh, jeez, that takes forever. I got a date tonight.
You can't walk out on an operation because of a lousy date.
It's with Gwen.
Well, goody for you. You expect me to do this myself?
All right. We'll pack them off for now. We'll finish them in the morning. Igor, get them into OR.
Right. What the hell? I got laundry to do anyway.
Scrub. That's all we ever do.
I've never understood why washing your hands is so important when the minute you're finished, you cover them up with gloves.
Yeah, well, I mean, what is that?
It's too late, Captains. We've lost him.
The patient is dead?
No, we just don't know where he is.
How could you lose a patient between pre-op and OR?
We tried a shortcut.
I just can't work with these people.
What are you doing? I'm going back to our tent. But there's a wounded man around here someplace. You gotta find him. Get him into OR.
Sorry, we're in medicine, not transportation.
You're gonna get in a lot of trouble for this one, Pierce.
Until he hits the operating table, we're not responsible.
Igor, this is on your head. You go look for him. And if you find him, let me know. I'll be in the laundry room.
I'll be incommunicado.
That does it.
What's the matter?
What's the matter? I always heard this unit was a little strange, but at least when it came to medicine, you were supposed to be thorough professionals.
I'm chief surgeon here. Are you trying to tell me I don't know my job?
Where's your compassion? Your humanity? What happened to the Hippocratic Oath? Oh, you get him? I bet he's one of those guys that's seen all the Dr. Kildare movies.
Look, Burnham, this is not some antiseptic stateside hospital. This is war. This is hell. It stinks. It's filthy. Can I borrow your cologne tonight?
Trade you for a couple of clothespins.
Oh, I got a couple of clothespins. Got a date with an angel. Gonna meet her at 7.
Greens. Rest assured, General Torgerson's going to hear about all of this the minute I get back.
You're leaving now?
Yes, I am.
Oh, wait a minute. These are yours, thanks.
If you like, I'll wash them and send them down to you.
Attention all personnel. Incoming wounded. Drop your flasks and grab your masks. Sorry, Major. You have to move the jeep. You have to use this area for triage.
Okay.
Come on.
Hey, didn't I just see...
Number clamp handy, please.
Give me some more retraction and pack it down with lap sponges.
You suction in the pericardium.
Boy, just when you think everything's going your way, the war drops in without knocking.
Hey, we can hold our heads high. We gave it our worst.
If you'd care to step over here, Major, this very difficult diagnosis. The patient's wounds are not at all what they first appear to be.
Seems to be a lot of that going around.
Coker clamp. Play your cards right, you could be head nurse at a new MASH unit. The chief surgeon and I are on the same name basis.
Let's get this bleeding stopped pronto. Klinger, another unit.
Way ahead of you, sir. I already got it.
The old man really runs a tight ship, doesn't he?
As long as he has a week to rest up, he's great one day in a row.
You don't understand. Burnham saw how perfect I was in there. Maybe I could plead temporary sanity.
Oh, Klinger, you're crazy. They don't want you for a new match. They want the colonel.
Take him, leave him. What's the difference? Without the colonel, I'm just another religious fanatic. Let me say this one last time, right before I say goodbye. It's me who'll be going. They need a chief surgeon.
Unless they want the best surgeon, in which case it's me who's going.
Your humility is just one of the things I'm going to miss about you.
Who cares? The point is they're breaking us up and we'll never be the same again.
I know.
This all kind of Potter and Major Winchester, and I want to tell the rest of you. You're terrific. You can all be proud of yourself.
Oh, go suck a combat boot.
Margaret.
Took the boot right out of my mouth.
I'm not going anywhere, and neither is he, sir.
I admire your loyalty, son. Now, if I just knew what you were talking about.
Excuse me, Colonel. I think some of you people may have misconstrued what I'm doing here. Maybe I'd better explain.
Yes, Major. Please do.
Plain and simply, we're forming a new MASH. Would serve our needs closer to the front. I'd always heard this organization march to a different drummer. Well, I suppose you gotta be crackers not to go nuts in a pressure cooker like this.
We had all the suspense we need in OR. Why don't you drop the other shoe already and get it over with?
The other shoe?
The one you're going to use to kick somebody out of here into the new MASH.
What? You're crazier than I thought. We never split up the 4077. It's hard enough in this army to find something that works. Once you do, you don't mess with it. Pulling somebody out of here would be like breaking up the Yankees.
To whom be praised! You see? Now let this be a lesson to you. Never believe idle gossip.
Especially when it comes from an idle gossip.
I was only here observing how this organization runs so we could copy it, not rip it apart.
Well, that certainly will be a comfort to my disciples.
Colonel, aren't you relieved to find out the real reason he was here?
Hell, I knew it all along, but I wasn't about to let you folks in on it. First thing you know, you'd all go off half-cocked and act like a bunch of jackasses.
Oh, sir, that's a surprise. Thank you.
Come on. Let's see it, Colonel. Defrost the painting.
Okay. You're all familiar with Whistler's mother. Now say how-do to Potter's father.
Oh, it's great. Look, Leo.
Oh, holy mackerel, that's really something.
Father, this should be on a stained glass window.
Or a stamp.
Can't even see where the little numbers were.
Will you yahoos can the comments? Now tell me the truth, Padre. You think this'll make it in the Holy Walk of Fame?
Oh, it won't be going to Philadelphia.
Oh.
The Archdiocese decided an esplanade would be a bit too showy, so they're going with wallet-sized photos on the bulletin board.
I understand perfectly, Padre. Being a pinup ain't proper for a priest.
Actually, it's all for the better, Colonel, because you worked so hard on it. I'd like you to keep it.
Why, thank you, Padre. I'm going to put it right here, and with you always keeping an eye on me, I'll have to stay on the straight and narrow.
I find your trust in me very moving. I can't deceive you any longer. There's something I must confess. Oh!
What is it, Padre?
I think it would look better over there.